everybody, this is Aubrey from Twisted Trinkets, and in this video I am going to show you how to make a simple beginner wire wrap pendant like this one. Pretty. Okay, let's get started. All right, supplies wise, what I have here is I have an amethyst stone with a hole drilled through the middle of it. You can actually get these without holes drilled through the middle, so when you go to purchase your stones, make sure that you check whether they are free-floating stones without a hole or if they have a hole drilled through the middle of them, okay? The next thing that I have is 20 gauge black plated aluminum wire. I like working with aluminum because it's really easy to bend and it's very malleable. And then the three pliers that I have here are, I have my wire cutters, I have my chain nose pliers or straight nose pliers depending on what you want to call them, and then I have my round nose pliers here. And then I also have a necklace cord to put on at the end so that it can actually be a necklace instead of just a floating pendant. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to take my 20 gauge aluminum wire, all right, and I am going to measure about 2 feet of it, okay? And the way that I'm going to do that is that I am going to pinch it in my fingers and measure up my arm to just past my elbow, and then I'm going to take my wire cutters, okay, and I am just going to snip it. Perfect. All right, so now I have a piece of 20 gauge wire that is about 2 feet long, give or take. Okay, all right. The next thing that I'm going to do is that I am going to use my wire and create a wrapped loop in one end of it as big as I can possibly get it so that my necklace cord fits through. Okay, so I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I'm going to go down just a little ways, okay, and I am going to bend it and then loop it over the top like so, and then I'm going to bring my round nose pliers this way so that it makes like a nice angle like this, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start wrapping my aluminum wire around the base of it that's sticking out until I've got probably like 5 loops. Okay, and I'm actually gonna move that so that we can see better. There's 4 and there is 5. Okay, so now I've given myself a little bit of space here, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and snip that off, and I'm gonna make sure that when I snip the tail off of it that I'm using the flat side of my wire cutters. Okay, so that's gone. And then I'm going to take my chain nose pliers and I'm going to tuck that end in so that it's not pointy. Okay, so I'm going to hold it like this. I'm just going to tuck it in like that. Okay, and then I'll bring it up, make sure it's nice and straight. And then just, wow, I'm having troubles. All right, tuck it in. All right, so now when I run my finger over it, it doesn't stab me. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is that I am going to thread on my amethyst stone. Okay, and I'm going to pull it all the way up to the top. Okay, I've actually left just a little bit of wire hanging out of the stone to make sure that the wrapped loop is even with the top of the stone. Okay, now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take the bottom wire that's sticking out the bottom, right, and I'm going to bring it up around the stone. I'm going to wrap it around the wrapped loop, and then I'm going to bring it back to the bottom of the stone, and I'm just going to repeat that motion, the down up motion, where I go up, wrap it around the wrapped loop at the top, and then go down the stone, back up to where the wrapped loop is, wrap it around, okay, down the stone, And I'm just gonna keep wrapping until I feel like I've got enough wire on my stone to make it look nice, which is usually like 5 or 6 wraps for me. And it doesn't matter when you wrap it around the top whether you go clockwise or counterclockwise. Okay, so maybe I'll do one slight one around kind of the side-ish here, just to give it a little something, you know? Okay, so now I'm basically at the end. I've wrapped my stone. Whoops. Okay, wrapped my stone. Oh my gosh. Focus. There we go. Okay, so now I have this cool little pattern around my stone that's wrapped, right? And now I'm just going to take the top wire and just start wrapping it around that wrap loop until I hit the top again. Which for me was basically the perfect length. But if you need to, you can clip the end off of it. Or, you know, when my sons do this, they just like to keep going until they have like this. Hang on, where is my camera? Okay. They have this huge like egg of wire at the top of their stone, which is great too. Makes it a statement piece, you know. So I went all the way to the end of my wire, all the way to the top of my wrap loop, and now I'm just going to tuck in my end so that nobody gets hurt. Okay, and there it is, my completed wire wrapped amethyst pendant. And now I just have to put my necklace chain through it. My hands are not super steady right now. There we go. And there you go. Focus there now. Okay, there it is. Nice, beautiful, pretty, simple, easy, beginner wrapped pendant. All right, that's it.